This is the start of part 2 of the fall trip. Cabin partner Jim, he left this morning. He was here about 10 or 11 days, his longest stay he ever stayed here. He hated to go back, but he got talked into being a city councilman by somebody, and he's got to go back for a meeting. And I told him he's got to get out of that. That's just too much time. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Little pets have been around. It's nice they're around now, because now I'm alone again, but I still might have some more company stopping in. These guys, though, yeah, that's the flighty one, but he's doing pretty good. Two gray jays came back. Whoa, sorry about that. Yeah, they do a little flyby. They're getting pretty good at it. Yeah, and last week when that woman showed up, we had to scramble around to get everything put away. Well, I knew they were coming out. That was expected. We're just having some good fun there. And we've been friends for a long time, and I really expected Mary. I was very disappointed. Minnesota tradition. I really thought she would be bringing back some bars. That's just a Minnesota thing, that you have coffee and bars. And there were no bars, but they did bring some ginger snaps for Jim, which really went well with coffee. And Mark knew that I liked Dove dark chocolate, so he brought me out a package of those. So good Minnesota hospitality. I think I'm going to finish my snack here. Birds can finish theirs. Go for a walk. I don't know where my little red squirrel went. Birds got all the trees. A year ago when I left in the middle of October, the leaves were still on the trees, but we had those really 22 and a 24 degree Fahrenheit mornings last week, and I think it really put all these things way ahead. And I think one good wind or a little rain, and there's going to be a lot of these leaves are going to be on the ground before the 1st of October. With no rain and no beavers actively using this pond, things have really gone dry out here on what I call the North Beaver Pond, 1/4 of a mile north of the cabin. Got a nice trail along the old beaver dam, and there's still a lot of bird life out here. Just this opening, and there's enough water out there in some pockets that they really like it. With the dry conditions and the water being drained out of some of these beaver dams, I want to take advantage and roll some more of these big flat rocks out it'll be good foundation rocks for my building project in the guest cabin. Next winter I'll have the snow dog in here. We can haul them with that, so I'll just get them out and I'll drive a stake in the ground and put a little orange tape on top so we can find them in the snow. I have a chainsaw that I left over down from Hawks Pond a ways. When I come back through, taking it back to the cabin, I want to be sure and get the trees that have fallen over the trail. You can walk under them now, but get a little snow on them and they'll get pushed down, and they'll be in my way next winter. So take some time now that it's cooled off and get them out of the way. Doing that kind of work when it's 80 degrees just isn't any fun. You can see the leaves are coming out of these trees, and there's just a light breeze blowing, but these are birch leaves. Maybe the aspens will hang on a little longer. A few days ago we agreed it was going to be a goof-off day. It was a real nice day, so I took my camera and headed east, and Jim had his pack and he headed west over here. And here I was thinking he didn't come back, and he didn't come back, and he came back real late in the day. Or no, I guess I was heading north a little bit to get some gravel for the grouse, and I met him, and he hadn't rested at all. He had, you know, we keep our saws kind of staged where we quit working at. We just drop them right there, and then the next day we bring some more fuel and back, and we just continue on. So he got over here and he didn't rest at all. He just grabbed the chainsaw and came down through and cleared the logs off this trail and a few more short ones, and then he got over and he grabbed the lawnmower at the one site and did some more mowing. So what a rest day, but he said he loved it, so that's good. This is the stream about 300 meters south of the spring where I get my water, and there's a little bit of there's water flowing here, but it's not near like it normally is. So this is probably all spring water here, because all the rainwater is run off. So this is about how much that spring flows. See, there's a frog down there enjoying the wet. The last time I walked this stretch of trail, it was springtime after a lot of rain, and I had my boots on and it was just slosh, slosh, slosh. But now it's a nice soft carpeting of moss. I think the weather's going to change into a few more clouds, a little more spurts of rain. So you can see the sunlight shafts that are just being able to sneak through this dense canopy above me. But got to go out and enjoy a day like this. Normally it's so wet right here, nothing can even grow in this rut. I'm not sure what a stranger would think walking through some of this country, coming across benches with names engraved and brush saws, chainsaws, and lawnmowers sitting around some of them, because as I said, when we get done cutting in a spot, we just drop the saw right there and go back to the cabin empty, and it saves a lot of miles of carrying these things back and forth. And the only problem I've ever had is that a few years ago when that bear ate my gas tank off one, but otherwise there's never been any problem. I don't see any fresh beaver activity here on Hawks Pond, but I think the ones that were here are using that water trail going west to where they must be working up there now. One of our first work projects when we first get to the cabin is always there's 3 beaver dams that we have trails on top of, and the reed canary grass grows up thick and big. And we try to get it cut down because when you're walking along, there's always holes and pitfalls like this one that could be shrouded in grass, and you take that next step and you go right down about 3 feet. So we walk them so much that it's worth the effort, even though it probably took us 2 to 3 days to work our way all the way over here to Hawks Pond. I'm over at my little logging project getting those logs for that future guest cabin, and I think I'm getting here in the nick of time. You can see how the woodpeckers have been cleaning that tree off. There's still needles up on top, but that tree is done for. And this tamarack, which I didn't take last spring because it was kind of crooked in spots, now it has died just since this spring. This big tree tipped over and left this big root ball exposed like this. Nice high ground up here and a little cave like that. I'll have to check it next winter and see if I have any of my favorite bears sleeping away. Hello? Hello? Yeah. Is this Domino's Pizza? Yeah, I'd like to order a large pizza. Everything on it but dead fish. You know, those anchovy things. Where to deliver to? Well, Martin's Cabin. It's on your map, right? I thought you might have been here before. What do you mean you checked your map and there's no road to Martin's Cabin? Don't you have a drone like Amazon? 8 hours? Well, I'm sorry. I'd like to give him my business, but I'll just have to make my own. Thanks for your time. Be that way if you want, Domino's. Probably would have been cold by the time it got here anyway. Nice and hot. My ingredients pre-mixed, all cut up, diced up. These aren't as big as Domino's, so I'll make 2. A little more cheese on top. Yeah. All right, now the real secret to steamed cabin pizza. A little water on both sides. Put a lid on. Let the steam do the work for about 2 minutes. Two minutes and 15 seconds into the steam process, and oh my goodness, look at that. Bread's as big as my pan here. It was really nice when Jim was here, because when we made pizzas, I could make one, and he'd make one, and then I'd jump right back in again. But these come off the griddle so fast that it's nice when you got at least 2 people around. But we'll brown that up a little bit. Have the second one going. All these pizzas are so simple to make. You just use these pre-cooked pizza crust. Get them whatever thickness you like. Bring in a nice bag of mozzarella cheese. And then in that bowl I'd already diced up some green olives, mushrooms, pepperoni, bacon bits, some of this Jimmy Dean sausage crumbled up, already made and cooked. So you can see how fast it goes. Here we are. I got that one half. I've only got that one half eaten, and the next pizza's ready to go.